Metro Career Centers. That's who we work for. So this project, Breaking Barriers San Diego, is run through all of these entities, and they want to see at the end, does it work, right? Does this program work better than just a typical career center where clients can walk in, and there might be 200 or 300 people assigned to one career agent? Does this one-on-one, out in the community, out in the field with our clients, does it work better?
And the good thing about that is that we do know it works better. This study was actually, well, I mean, just looking at my caseload versus what I had before, I mean, I already said that I have about 16 people, and almost half are employed now, and I've only been working with them, some of them since May, some of them since January, February, so it just depends, you know, the people that aren't working, some I've lost contact with, that's not through lack of trying, it's just that maybe something is occurring at that time and they're not able to find work. The good thing about the program is that it goes at your pace, but I say that it's been proven to work because it's a study that's been done through Dartmouth University. It is a model that's implemented on the East Coast, but now we're trying to do it here in San Diego to make sure that this is the common practice of, you know, assisting people to find employment rather than the exception or just the study. We want to make this widespread because we feel that this is really the way that people are going to be able to find employment, being a little bit more proactive about job search rather than just send you job leads through an email and have you apply online and send out your application and you don't even know where it goes. We want to take you directly to the employer. We want to introduce you. We want to kind of reintroduce that idea of being social with the employer and networking and building in that way. So because it is a study, there is a process that we do have to implement, and we do like to be transparent. So we want to make sure that everyone is completely aware of the way that we are able to get people into the program. So there's a process called random assignment. It's about maybe 30 minutes. We will answer any questions you have. This is how I usually conduct the random assignment portion. I will answer any questions you have about the process, and then we will ask you about 10 to 20 questions, survey questions regarding your health, both mental and physical. They're very general. You can answer them as honestly as you'd like. It doesn't matter how you answer the questions. At the very, very end, there is a red button that we press, and the computer randomizes, and it will tell you if you're in the program, which means that you will work with one of us, or you will be placed in a control group, which means that you are still a part of the study. However, you will not be receiving this individualized placement and support model that we will be offering to someone who's placed into the program. So that being said, I know some people hear that and they think, well, you know, it's a 50-50 chance. I may not get in, so what is the point of me even trying to sign up? Well, like I said, we really want to make sure that this is a standard in San Diego. So I think it's just exciting, you know, to kind of offer you the possibility to be even just involved in this study, because we want this to, at the very end of the year that we have coming up, we want this to be something that's funded even further to be widespread for everyone.
So it really is just a 50-50 luck of the draw, whether you get into the program or not. And, you know, for some people that is kind of off-putting, but then again, it's a great opportunity to help influence how the money is spent by our government, which is so rare, right? Usually they just randomly throw money in different places and hope that it works, right? But we're going to try to prove that this way works. And the reason for that is because, sure, some people can walk into a career center and see a list of jobs and go snag one next week. But people who have additional barriers to employment, such as mental health issues, physical or mental disabilities, it could be a little bit difficult. It could be a little bit harder. We also work with the population that's in recovery. We work with substance abuse clinics throughout the county. And we know that that process is up and down, right? There's additional challenges. Sometimes there's probation officers, parole officers you've got to work with, and case management, AA meetings. And you have to make sure you hit your counseling session, and you've got to make sure you hit your housing coordinator. And you got to go to, there's so many things that you've got to do, right? And to go to an employer and say, hey, can you work around my schedule? It's usually very difficult for an employer to be receptive to that and for it to actually happen that you get that job. Because what do they always ask? Do you have open availability? And if you say no, they're going to pick the guy that does, right? So what we do is we establish these one-on-one relationships with employers. So we don't just say, hey, you know, Walmart has 50 jobs open. Because Walmart might not be the job for you. You're not looking for a Walmart job. Maybe you're looking for an office job. Maybe, you know, we've got people in our program that have master's degrees and doctorates. So whether you're entry level or you're all the way up to the doctorate level, we will help you individualize your search. So where do you look for jobs? Who do you go to for jobs? We adjust your resume for every job. We go over interview questions with you. So we do those normal things that a career center would do. We go that extra mile for you.
Yes.
I'm sorry, long as you come. So if they're brought into the same process that you do for everybody, is there some things, because they have a place to live, they don't have the address.
Right.
Which is a deterrent for them to do the job.
Yes.
How do you handle
Well,
how-
I just happen to work part-time at St. Vincent de Paul, so I very well know the homeless population. Not only am I working there now, but in a previous position, I worked under a grant and doing homeless outreach. So I do understand the challenges that the homeless have very, very intimately. So what we do is we've tried to partner with lots of different housing agencies, and I'm not going to say that it's easy. People don't get referred to our program when we find them a house, because then they give us all the money. We run every program, right? Because that would just be a miracle. There's a lack of housing. We do try to get people involved with programs that have housing associated with them. We work really close with the SIP program, which is the Serial Inebriate program, which has housing. We work with Harmony Women's Recovery. They have a housing program. A lot of our programs have housing built in because we know that it's very hard to go through recovery, mental illness, recovery. It's very difficult without that support. So I know we have a meeting with Pat. I work at St. Vincent de Paul. I know how hard it is to get into housing, but I know the process. And that's really like the first step, is to follow through the process. Where do I go? What do I do? Especially when you have those barriers. So, employment comes second to, your housing and your food, your basic needs. So knowing the process of how to get started with that is just the first step. And we love to have our partners refer people to us that have barriers. That's like the whole point of our program, Breaking Barriers, is that we understand those struggles and that we know how to connect them with community resources. So not just jobs, all the resources that are out there, because there's never just a list that gives you everything you need for every scenario. So we like to know what's out there. So we spent the good first 3 or 4 months of our program building those resources, connecting with agencies.
So have you ever had a homeless person have some success in housing?
Yeah,
Or
one of our clients lives at St. Vincent de Paul too.
can you give me an example how you went about it?
In that case, she was already in the shelter when referred. So, if you had someone, let's say, this is a good example. We have a partner agency that helps people with substance abuse when they have housing, right? But if you fall off the wagon and you slip up, you're out of their housing. You have to exit their housing for a while. We don't give up on that client. That's not the end for us. So in our specific model, if you are in recovery and you relapse, we keep working with you because, believe it or not, people in the workforce are substance abusers. I mean, there's people that are working, they're successful, they're functioning, and we still work with them. So it's not required for our program that you are sober and clean for us to continue working with you. We understand the struggles, we understand the ups and downs. We're definitely going to get you hooked up with some other resources that can continue to help you. Of course, we would want you to be clean and sober, but that's not a requirement for our program. So it has happened. I don't want to disclose too much, just confidentially, about specific clients, but it has definitely happened that we've helped people through that up and down.
You mentioned the word referred or referral.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It's
So
like
if
banner.
we give presentations to different areas
Yeah.
of interest, and this is something we do, give to them, but does somebody have to be referred?
Yes.
Who does the referral?
Yes.
Oh,
So
those
these
entities,
three entities,
okay, I
yes.
understand. Yeah.
So DOR helps anybody with a verified disability.
Yes.
It does take about 4 to 6 weeks to get it fully enrolled with them. So if somebody was like, I need a job tomorrow, well, it's going to take a while to get with DOR. Are you on cash aid? Are you receiving cash aid for your children, part of a family, receiving welfare payments? Then you could get referred from them. If not, we have a lot of people come to us and say, I've got somebody for you, but we're not that partner agency that's on the list. You can get registered with the clubhouse pretty easily in the county, and then we will take
And we
a
will
direct
take them.
referral.
Yeah, we
We'll
will
take
take them to the orientation for the clubhouse.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we have a long list. So Mid-Coast Recovery, Harmony's Women Recovery Center, Corner Clubhouse, Friend to Friend, NHA, Friendship, Oasis, API, telecare. There's a lot.
Vision.
Which one?
Vision's tough out.
Oh, yeah.
Visions,
yeah.
yes.
That's not in our region though.
It's not in our region. NHA, all the programs are through NHA.
Yeah, no one found like the crisis houses.
We are not directly, we're not directly linked with them, unfortunately. Now, I do also want to mention, because I didn't, because I don't want to throw them out of it. There is a team working in North County, a team working in the South County, and a team working in the East County.
That's
They do exactly what we do. We're all the same thing, they just cover those regions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you were to refer someone to us and they were a referral from one of these entities, but they were to say, but I live in Oklahoma, that's completely fine. That you can still connect to us since you've met us today. But
And
I
we'll
will
send it out.
I will send them to our partners in East County.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
Oh, of course, of course. In our team or you mean the clients?
In our region, it's 5 of us.
This is my supervisor, and then it's myself and 3 other employment specialists.
Now, you would think it'd be really easy to get clients, but right now we are at a point where we're trying to get more clients.
We can refer them.
Yes.
Yeah, all right,
Yes.
because I need 20 people and I
Yeah.
only have 16, so I'm ready to take on
Right.
more people.
So I supervise the team. I can take a max of 10. I have 4 people who work for me, so that's a max of 80. We have a max of 90. But here's how it works: once somebody gets a job, it doesn't necessarily mean we end the relationship with them. Again, they're in it for the long haul. But they may say, I'm good. I don't need the services right now. They go into an inactive status, and then someone else can come in, a new client,
So we're trying to
and then
avoid
they can
wait
come
lists.
back. But it may be at one point that we're just so great that we do have a waiting list, but it hasn't happened yet. So at this point, we're very open.
Where they help out people with jobs, getting jobs,
Like second chance.
like the pass.
Which one?
Oh, it's like a benefit planning.
Oh,
Oh, we can connect you to that. We don't do that ourselves. We just do strictly employment. But just like with housing and with other additional resources, we will connect you to someone that we know because we have made those connections.
no.
No.
So they're a totally different entity, the one that was here before, but we have sent clients to them so they can discuss all their benefits.
Question. Yes. Do you serve clients in your rehabilitation or one division here?
Yes, we do. Yes,
We have two.
We have two or three at this
2 or
time.
3 clients that are.
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
fantastic.
That's it. Huh? What? I'm Amy. Yes.
Oh, and I'm Maria. I'm sorry
Maria.
I didn't say that earlier.
I think we did.
apologize.
I think we
Okay. I got so excited to start telling everyone.
We do. Oh, you mean for work? To work with us? Oh.
Yeah, to work with you.
Okay. You mean as
To
a
be a
client?
client?
To be
Yeah.
enrolled?
Yes,
Oh,
that's what
absolutely.
we're looking for.
Yes.
We're looking for clients. Unfortunately, we're such a small team that we hopefully will never open up, that all of our people will stay with the project long term.
So you're saying